Hello and welcome to the Brutally Honest podcast.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Rachel, and we have a very, very special guest with us today.
So special.
Our sister, Jaclyn.
Hi, everyone.
We are so excited to have you on. I feel like a lot of our listeners have heard us be like, oh, our other sister, Jaclyn, and you have been mentioned so many times. I was like, we need to have you on the podcast.
I love the little shout outs.
Yes. Nice. No, and I also feel bad because sometimes we say our other sister, and I'm like, no, she's not the other sister. I'm like, she's just as much a sister as we are. She's just the one that's not here.
I live in a different state.
She doesn't live next to us.
Like, she doesn't live
makes
here.
it so hard. I know, it's so sad. But we're so stoked to have you.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, I feel like you have a really cool perspective that you'll be able to share that like neither of us are able to share.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
I think is so cool to have that
Definitely
on the podcast.
unique experience, for sure.
Yeah.
We're excited to dive in.
Yeah, so we're stoked to dive in, but yeah, you're just here for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, coming to spend some time with family for Thanksgiving, and they're both leaving for Thanksgiving, but we're able to cross over for a little bit. I'm crashing at their place, so.
Yeah, I think it's so funny we crossed over for like one night, and the one night you're here, we're like, can we film a podcast episode? We're like,
We will be interviewing you. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Here's a list of questions.
Yes.
Anyway, should we just dive right in?
Yeah, let's dive right in.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So Jaclyn, tell us where you're from.
So, shocking for all the listeners, I'm sure, but I'm from Bay Area, California. Grew up there for most of my life. Trying to think, I was a big dancer growing up, did that competitively for many years, did a little bit of volleyball in high school, big bookworm. That's probably how I describe myself growing up.
Yeah, huge reader.
Yeah. And you are the third of fourth.
I am, yes. So it goes Rebecca, then our brother, and then me, and then Rachel. Mm-hmm. It's the lineup.
Yeah. Did you like being a middle child? Or like, talk to me about middle childhood.
I would definitely classify myself as a middle child. And
Okay,
I definitely called myself the ultimate middle child because not only in all of the siblings was I was the middle, but I was also the middle girl. And so just on
for
all
sure.
facets, like, middle child. So not that I feel like my parents like overlooked me by any means. They definitely like did a lot of things for me growing up.
Yeah.
But I definitely felt I was just kind of like the cheerleader, in the background, just like doing my own thing, like nose in a book all the time. Like,
You were a big bookworm.
I was.
You were reading,
Yeah.
like, I feel like you were reading all the time.
Yeah.
Like, mom would catch me watching, like, YouTube makeup tutorials in the middle of the night. She would catch you reading.
She had like banned books.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
literally, it was like, you can't read anymore, actually.
it was the threat of like, if you like, oh, I'll take away your phone, but for me it was like, I'll take away your Kindle, and I was like,
Wow.
don't you dare,
That's
don't
crazy.
you dare.
Honestly, I hope I have a Kindle kid.
I hope I do too. They're so cute.
Yeah, that's just on the Kindle because that's amazing.
And I do want to say, like, Jaclyn, she won't tell this. She won't say this about herself. Jaclyn is like the nicest, most angelic person you'll ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never got in a fight with Jaclyn ever, whereas everyone else I got in fights with, like, consistently. And she like exudes like angelic energy.
Yeah.
She's so kind.
Just like good, like you have the best like energy,
Yes.
vibrations,
So
like
pure,
spirit
too.
about you. It's just like you exude like just a really like calming.
Yes.
I don't want to say maternal because I feel like that's
It is-
weird.
no, it is
but it's
maternal.
almost like this like motherly,
take it.
loving. Just like you exude this like really good
And
vibe
she
and
gives
energy.
great hugs.
You do give really good
Like,
hugs.
very good hugs. Yes.
Yeah, just like
It's a very
adds to
calming
the energy.
presence.
Yeah, the color test on my colors, I'm a white blue, and I feel like that really
yeah.
just like that. Like my other colors are super low. Like that describes
Totally.
me to a T. Like I all about calm and peace and.
Yeah,
all that.
calming presence. No, we love it.
aura.
Okay, so talk to us. So you're a bookworm.
Yes.
Talk to us about like middle school, high school. Are you ready?
Yeah, middle school, honestly, I feel like I didn't have many friends in middle school, to be honest.
It's an awkward time.
It's okay. It's okay. We all were there.
The librarian, we had like ID numbers whenever we had to like check out a book. Like we tell the librarian like our ID number. She knew mine by heart because I was like always in there. So it's good, but I was able to find some friends. I did like cheerleading for 1 year, tried it out. Wasn't really my thing, but like fun little stint there.
A little side quest.
Yeah.
One might say.
Yeah, fun. That was, but it's just kind of, honestly, in middle school, I feel like it's just kind of like this, like, that was my awkward phase, I feel like.
Yeah.
A little bit of elementary school. I did rock some, like, neon green flare leggings in elementary school, but...
Didn't we all?
Yeah.
Didn't we all?
But middle school probably was a little bit my awkward phase. But then I went on to high school. And I enjoyed high school for sure, but I always kind of felt like, I don't know, just like there was more for me. That sounds so like
I think it's okay that you don't like peak in high school or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's almost like a healthy feeling. It's like, no, like, well, I think
like, wait, is this it? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, different people have different feelings at different times, where like in high school, it's just like a realization that like, oh, my life is going to go on beyond this almost.
Yeah. So I definitely felt that way.
Okay.
And not like, so when I was in college, I wrote like a paper one time for one of my child development classes, and my teacher on the back of it, after reading my essay, was like, you're an old soul, aren't you? And I like, that's kind of how I felt a little bit growing up,
an old
honestly,
soul.
when I was just like, I feel like, honestly, I'm a little bit of an old soul. I feel like all of us
You totally
have
are.
been, kind of.
In the best way.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like in high school, did you kind of have a feeling that you're like ready to move on?
Yeah. Very,
Okay.
very much so.
Okay.
And I can't like pin it on one specific thing necessarily, but it's just kind of like this feeling of like restfulness almost, of like, I'm like want something different. I want something new. Like I'm ready to move on a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So walk us through what you do with that feeling.
Well, I don't know who exactly brought it up, but I know with my parents at some point we're having a conversation, and the topic of like graduating early from high school kind of came up. And at that, I knew I wanted to be a nurse. You asked me why I knew that. Could not tell you.
Yeah, how did you know that?
You have known that your whole life.
Yeah, you were
Honestly,
like,
yeah.
I mean, you are like the perfect nurse.
Well, and I love it. That's one of the things where I knew from early on I wanted to be it.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I mean, you know, we can talk about it later, but I got a job and I absolutely loved my job. Like, I love being a nurse, but honestly, I could not tell you how that idea, like, really got planted. Like, we had family friends that were in the medical field and, like, nurses, and like, hearing their stories and stuff, but I just love the idea of being very, like, hands-on in my profession as opposed to, like, sitting behind a computer. I mean,
Totally.
I do sit behind a computer when I'm charting, but, you know, but it's a lot, like, interaction and stuff like
it's
that.
not like a desk job 9 to 5 type scenario.
And so I was, like, I remember talking to my parents being like, this is what I want to do. And at this point, too, like, both Rebecca and Matt had left the house, and my dad was doing this thing where, like, once a month he'd sit down with, like, Rachel and I, like, individually, and was like, okay, tell me about, like, your goals. What is, like, your, I don't know, all, like, he had, like, certain, like, metrics. Like, tell me about your 1-year goal. Tell me about your 5-year goal. Tell me about your 10-year goal. And so we'd, like, talk about all of this. And so it kind of came up of, like, graduate early. And so I was like, I think that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so a lot of help from my parents for all this. Honestly, they are really the backbone of doing all of the research for me when it comes to this.
How do I do this?
But I was too young to take, like, the GRE or the GED. There is an age requirement. I was too young. So California has their own test that you're able to take that marks you as proficient in high school.
Yeah.
So I took that my sophomore year and passed.
That's
Oh
early.
my gosh, that's very early.
Yeah.
Whoa. I didn't even realize this.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It was my sophomore year.
She's fascinated by the story. She's like,
you were
no
Well,
way.
but here's why you're probably confused is because I stayed for my junior year.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
you
what I
went to
thought.
your
Yeah,
junior
so
year.
Yeah, you did your junior year.
Because what happened was I passed the test my sophomore year, and then my parents found this school in Las Vegas, Nevada, that does concurrent enrollment. So you basically, like, take high school classes and college classes, get credit for both. And they're like, it's a great way to jumpstart it. And we, like, full sent it. I was, like, enrolling there. Mom had found, like, a old couple that went to the same church as us, like, in Las Vegas that I could stay with during the week and then, like, fly back on the weekends. Like, this was very fleshed out as the plan of me to essentially, like, live in Las Vegas part-time my junior and senior year. But so my mom and I, just the two of us, went to Las Vegas for orientation. And I just remember going there and just being like, you know, like, I don't feel like this is right for me. Like, this is not, I don't know what the plan is, but I don't feel good about it. And of course, Mom's like, is this for a boy? Like, do you not want to go because of a boy? And I'm like, no, I promise.
Judy. Sweet, that is hilarious.
Because I was kind of, like, talking to a boy back home at this time, and she's like, no, and I'm like, no, like, it's not really.
She's like, do not put your future on the hold.
Do it.
That's hilarious.
So I do go back and do my junior year
Okay,
at our high school.
Yeah.
And
No, I was just gonna say it is so impressive that at such a young age you had such a conviction of like what you did and didn't want to do. Because I feel like if I were a junior in high school and I feel like all of these things had been set in motion, I probably would have just been swept up in the storm and been like, okay, well I guess I'm just going to the school in Vegas. But it is like so impressive that you were able to like stop. I don't want this. I know what I want. I need to go back. I think that's so cool that you did
Which
that.
honestly is big for me because I'm a very go with the flow person. Like
super chill.
I don't want to call myself a doormat, but like low-key I was a little bit like that growing up.
Yeah.
Mom used to always say that she was worried about me marrying someone who would just like overpower me and bulldoze me.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I'm proud of myself looking back of being like, it's like it's not standing up for myself like against my parents, but like of being like, no, like actually I don't feel good about this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like so often I just like go along with things.
Well, and two, it's sometimes hard to differentiate. It's like, am I just nervous about like living and being by myself, or like is this a bad thing, or like maybe not the right thing? So yeah, amazing that you had that discernment at such a
and to be honest, in the moment I probably didn't know whether it was, but looking back on it, I really like the course that my life has taken. Like I don't have any regrets in that regard. So so I go back, do my junior year, and then mom and dad talk about, it's called like BYU Salt Lake Center.
Yeah.
So it's like BYU satellite school in Salt Lake, but you don't have to be a matriculated student to attend. And so they thought it was really good. So that's when, for my senior year, Rachel's freshman year, we move out to Utah. I feel slightly bad because I feel like the reason they moved was a lot for me. So, and that was a great year in a lot of regards. I don't regret anything. I have very fond memories from that year, but also I did not have any friends. I was 17, taking college classes, but living at home with my parents. Like in Draper.
Yeah.
just tough.
Yeah, well, I feel like
yourself.
Sorry, I feel like to set the scene almost for our viewers, it's like you were taking all these college classes, but this campus isn't like a campus that people live at. It's just like, like people go and take classes and then everyone goes home.
Totally.
So it's not like you're getting like this college experience of like, you're all at campus, you're all living there doing your thing. It's very much like go do your classes, go home.
Well, and through the course of this year, I'm taking classes at like different colleges too. So I take some at like BYU Salt Lake Center. I take some at SLIC, which is Salt Lake Community College. I take some at UVU. I'm taking night classes. Well, actually, the following year, I take night classes at BYU. So I just honestly spending a lot of my different time at different colleges, completing off my prereqs for the nursing program. Yeah. And so I like, my dad and I were training for a half marathon at that time, so I have very fond memories of like every Saturday we'd go for a run, like super tender. Rachel and I, we like a weekly movie night.
Yeah, like you two really
we bombed around.
Yes.
Like it was like every Friday night it was like, okay, what are we baking tonight?
Yes.
Like we went on a baking tear.
We did.
You guys did. We were like inventing cookie recipes.
All about it. So those are fond memories. So fun. But it was basically just like me at home and then surrounded by, it was hard too because occasionally I would get asked out on dates, but I was like, technically I'm a minor, but no one knows that because I'm in college classes. I was like, so it's just a little bit of awkward situation. The day I turned 18 was a great day in that regard.
Jaclyn's like, let's go.
No longer a pedophile.
Stop. Okay, so after this kind of in between year almost. Where do you go from there?
So from there, I applied to BYU as a transfer student, ended up getting in. So I moved down to Provo and start going to school full time at BYU.
Fun.
And I go there, I don't know the exact timeline, but I think I go there for a year. And then I go on a mission after that.
Where'd you go?
I went to Salt Lake City. That in itself, honestly, is kind of like a fun story because I was so not excited. Because Rebecca served a mission student in Argentina. Our brother went to the Philippines. My dad went to Italy. I was so excited to go to these really cool place, learn a cool language, eat a lot of cool food, all of this. And mind you, I had lived in Draper for a year now, and then lived in Provo,
which is, by the way, right next to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know,
literally 30 minutes away.
When I actually was on our street, in Draper while on my mission. Like,
that's crazy.
at one point, yeah. So I open it up and I go to Salt Lake. I am like crestfallen. Like, honestly, it was a lot. I honestly to this day can't watch the video of me opening my mission call because I just was like so sad. And then subsequent like our cousins and people would like get mission calls to cool places, and I was jealous.
Yeah, for sure.
To be so honest.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Normal.
How are you not?
But I ended up going, and best experience ever. I grew so much as a person on my mission. Had really great experiences. Like, again, no regrets, but it was definitely like a growing time for me. Took me down a notch. Like, I was very humbling in the best way.
Like, wait, so you don't want to be in Africa?
Yeah. I was like,
are we sure?
I was like, there's so many members there already. Yeah, you're like, what?
Okay, so you come home from your mission.
Yes.
You're back in school.
Back in school.
Sorry, go ahead. I was saying, when do you get to the nursing program?
Okay, so I applied for the nursing program while on my mission.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so I completed all of my prereqs before, and then while I'm on my mission, I apply and get in. So then I come home from my mission. I come home in December, and then January I start the nursing program.
Okay, quick, right after, like a month later.
Quick, yeah.
That's fun. Were you like stoked to start?
Oh, super excited. When I got like the acceptance letter, I'm like calling my mission president's wife, like just over the moon. Because this is like what I had worked for years. Like I knew I wanted to do, and I was like, oh, I finally like achieved it.
Aren't there only like 30, 50 spots or something like that?
I mean, it changes. I think my year there were like 60 people, but I mean,
like still competitive.
Super competitive.
Yeah, and you think about how big BYU is as a whole versus
only like a fraction of people that apply.
Yeah.
So I was very excited.
Yeah, for sure. Like super competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get in, and that's like the start of your sophomore year, basically, is when you're home from your mission and have that. Or you probably had a lot of credits.
I think she probably had a lot of credits.
So technically it took me 5 years to graduate, because I had 1 year that would be like my senior year of high school, but I was like doing prereqs, and then I did another year of prereqs like down at BYU before my mission. And I started my mission, I came home, and then there's 3 years of the nursing program.
Got it. Okay.
So I technically was like a junior going into it, but I had 3 years of program.
Okay, that makes sense. So nursing program, you're into it that first semester, then that summer, what happens next?
So I guess in the time of my life, so I come home in January.
Yeah.
In May, I meet my now husband.
Oh, and how do you guys meet?
Yes, we meet on a dating app.
Oh,
I know, so fun.
What made you swipe right or whatever on Gabe?
And what was his first line?
Okay, so I mean, he had a lot of like the classics, like picture with his niece as a baby,
like heartstrings.
Picture of him on a motorcycle,
bad boy energy.
Huge fan, So all of that. So I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Honestly, with dating apps, that's really. That's really what it is.
It's
like, I thought he was cute.
It's not like, this is my husband.
Like, give you a shot.
Yeah.
And then his first line to me was actually like a little forward, so I was a little taken aback by it.
What was it?
Well, so I made, in my profile, it was like, I like told him like I was in the nursing program, right? Mm-hmm. And so his first line to me was something along the lines of like, wow, like beautiful and smart. Like I hit the jackpot.
Cute.
Something like that. So I was like, oh. And I actually honestly like owe it to my, like one of my really good friends and roommates. Cause at the time she was like, just respond to him. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Cause I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm just a relatively reserved person. So for someone to be that like forward to me, kind of like put me back on my heels a little bit.
Yeah.
And she was like, just go for it. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
You get married.
Turns out we got married. We got married.
That's so sick. How long did you guys date?
We dated for just under a year.
Okay, because you meet May and then you get married
June of the following
year. Okay, fun. So it's basically like a little over a year timeline.
Yeah.
And was it like pretty quick, pretty easy with you guys once you started hanging out?
Yeah. It like once we started messaging back and forth, we have not had a day go by that we were not in contact with each other, barring like if one of us was literally without cell service.
Yeah.
Like, we're on vacation and like that, but we've like messaged back every single day. So yeah, always responded to him, but he definitely knew that he wanted to like marry me way before. I wouldn't say way before, but like he knew.
Yeah.
He was like, I want you, and I'm waiting for you to like figure it out.
Yeah, like to catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. That kind of is like
it's fun energy.
That's like an attractive character trait. I feel like when they're like so sure about you, you're like, oh, I love the energy that you're giving me.
Totally.
And so, yeah, and I just realized that I loved him. I don't know, like, you know, you just fall in love and you're like,
we're doing this and
is great.
it sounds
Let's
great.
do it. Yeah.
Ugh, love it. So you get married in June 2020.
Yes. Height of COVID.
Height of COVID. Dang, that's
wedding.
brutal.
Yeah.
And then you are still in school. So you have 2 years left in school at that point, or just one?
I believe because I started school 2020, so I probably graduated in December. Yeah, I think I have 2 years left. I'm like trying to think of the exact timeline.
You graduate in December.
I graduate in, so I guess it'd be like a year and a half.
Okay.
I guess I graduate, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you graduate in December 2021.
I don't think this matters.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm talking so much time. Keep going.
Yeah. So then I graduate, and Gabe's still in school for a couple years after that.
Yeah.
And so I start working at Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City as a pediatric nurse. Absolutely loved it.
That's so
amazing.
It was a really great time. Yeah, so we're kind of up there, and then just waiting for like Gabe to graduate.
And so what is Gabe doing? What is he wanting to do?
So Gabe kind of goes through a few different majors, but he settles on med school. And so he's, exercise science is his major at BYU. And so he's going through all those, working as a CNA at, UVH, the hospital down there in Provo, just working on getting credits to
doing all the things that you need for med school.
Yeah, like your life becomes that. That's cool. Were you stoked when you wanted to become a doctor because you're a nurse, or are you like, I don't really care?
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely a stigma in nursing about marrying doctors.
Oh.
Like anti.
Oh, anti.
Yeah. It's like doctors, firefighters, like there's like
police officers.
Yeah, like
okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's kind of like, but I mean, I was stoked because it was kind of like he didn't really like, it was a moment where he was like, no, like, I think I can do this. Like, I can give it, like, I want to go for it. And I was just so happy because I was like, yeah, you totally can do it. I'm happy that you, like, see that potential within yourself.
Yeah.
That he was like, I'm going to give it my all.
That's sick.
Awesome.
When it's so cool when you're married because you're like, a win for you is a win for me.
Yeah.
Like, you figuring out what you want to do is like me figuring out what we want. Like, it's an us now, which is so cool.
And the most important thing to me, honestly, is that Gabe's happy and likes his job. But it's nice to know that he'll have a career where we'll be, like, financially secure.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing where when choosing a career, he was like, I want to make enough money that if you want to work, great, but if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, that I'm able to have that option.
Yeah.
So that was honestly a huge blessing for me because I love being a nurse, and I'll probably work like part-time or PRN here and there just honestly for myself, but primarily like I wanted to be a mom, a stay-at-home mom, and I wanted to be there and like raise my kids. So the fact that he really like on his own really wanted that for me was like something I really admired and really liked about him.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're getting into this next chapter of like motherhood.
Big chapter, yes.
When do you decide you want to start trying to have kids?
Yes. So we kind of figured that Gabe's senior year is kind of when we wanted to start. I didn't really want him to have to like have a kid while doing his undergraduate.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like, okay, great. Like once he is like going into his senior year, like we'll start trying to have a kid. And so we try, and the first time we ever tried, like I ended up pregnant.
Wow.
Were you shocked, stoked? What were you feeling?
Oh, super stoked and excited because like I expected it to take a couple months, and so I was like, oh, like this is great.
Yeah.
But like super excited. Like I, tell Gabe in like a cute way, get him like his shoes and like a little box, like a pregnancy test and like all that. We go out to dinner to celebrate.
Cute.
All the fun stuff.
Okay, I have a question. I have friends who like they start trying a few months before they want to have kids because they assume it's going to take them a few months. Was that you where you were like, whoa, a little bit? Or were you like, no, we waited until we were really ready?
No, I waited until we were ready.
Okay,
And the thing I'd say about that, it for sure, super normal to take a few months.
Yeah.
But I know of 2 of my other close friends that got pregnant the very first time that they ever tried having a kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just know that it can happen.
When you're trying, you're
actually trying. So you never know.
And then, do you know how many weeks along you were when you found out you were pregnant? Like, do you have an estimate?
So you find out about 4 weeks.
Okay.
Because really what happens is, like, when you miss a period, then that's when the hormones are, like, high enough in your body that you can, like, test and find out.
Okay.
So I find out it's beginning of June 2023.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Is like very first time we try, find out I'm pregnant, beginning of June.
Okay.
Super excited. Mm-hmm. So we go out to dinner. I'm doing all the things. Starting to get a little morning sickness. Nothing like super crazy, but start to feel that way. And kind of going and really excited. So at the end of June, at the month of June, was my brother-in-law's wedding.
Okay.
And so everyone was coming to town, but we're like, we don't really want to tell people because we did not want to, like, take the spotlight away from them.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I was like, because having a kid's a big announcement, but also, like, they're getting married.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Totally. Yeah. Totally.
So we're like, like, we'll wait until after. We want them to have their moment, want them to be the center of attention and all of that.
Yeah.
So we're super excited. So all of Gabe's family, like, comes to town. We do all the things. And then it's, like, the day of the wedding.
Yeah.
And so we're, like, doing all the wedding festivities. All the bridesmaids are getting together. All the groomsmen are getting together. Like, I'm in my bridesmaid's dress. And we're, like, having a good time. And all of a sudden, I, like, start bleeding super heavily.
No.
And so I'm, like... I just knew. Like, it was just, like, a gut feeling that you knew. You're like, I think, like, I'm miscarrying. And, and so it was, like, super sad, but also just caught up in the moment where I was like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Also, I'm super unprepared. Like, I don't have, like, a tampon or any products because, like, I'm pregnant. I don't need these. I don't need these things.
Yes, totally.
And so I'm like, we're literally about to, like, because I was a bridesmaid, so we're about to, like, walk down the aisle, for, like, the actual wedding ceremony. So I'm, like, freaking out. Luckily, her maid of honor, like, comes in clutch because I'm like, so I just started my period.
Yes, for sure.
Does anyone have a tampon?
Cover. Yeah.
The other thing is, like, one, like, I was freaking out, so I didn't want to tell anyone. You know what I mean?
And again, it's right before the wedding.
Right before the wedding.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, I'm not
so
going to...
chaotic.
People didn't know I was pregnant. I was not about to tell them I was, like, miscarrying.
Yeah, it's like this whole story, like, let me lay out all of this to you.
So that's going down. So we, like, walk down the aisle, all of that. I'm, like, praying that I'm not, like...
You're not, like, bleeding down the aisle.
Through the dress. Luckily, like, everything was fine.
Okay.
And so good. And so, but it was kind of this thing where it was like, because Gabe wasn't around me at this time because he was the best man. So he was with, like, the groom and all of the groomsmen and all of that. And he like gave a speech later. And so I was like, what's, like, the perfect moment to tell my husband, like, this is going on? So anyway, so I ended up telling him at the reception that night. After he had, like, given a speech. And it was like, it was sad, but it was just kind of those things where it's like, all the families in town, like, we want to process, and so we didn't really, like, we didn't tell anyone. We just kind of were like, okay, like, we're just going to, like, enjoy family and just kind of take it as it goes.
For sure, yeah, like, take the weekend.
So that was really sad, but I would say I had, like, good spirits because it was like, like, it happens. You hear all these stories, you're like, it's great, it happens. I want to say it's like 1 in 3 pregnancies, like, end in miscarriage, or I don't know. Someone can fact check it on me, but it's like a surprisingly high amount that you would like think. And I was just like, like, it's gonna be good. We're gonna, like, take, like, a month or 2 off. They recommend to, like, let, like, your hormones get back in check and all of that. And then we'll try again. Yeah. And it was, like, my very first time I had ever tried. So I was like,
you're like, we can go to round 2.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
This is fine.
Yeah.
So then we go. And it's just not happening. And it's not even, like, I don't, like, have a pregnancy test and then, like, have another miscarriage, but it just doesn't happen for, like, months and months. And I was just like, like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And you read all these things that are, like, you have to wait until at least a year to, like, without getting pregnant to, like, you know, like that's when you need to like start getting everything like checked out.
Oh, like you go like see a specialist.
Go see a specialist.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
You know, and you hear stories of people like, oh, like it took a year, you know, whatever. So I'm like, okay, like
be patient.
we'll figure it out. We'll be
Like,
patient.
all right, lock in.
It's not happening. Yeah. And then we go on a family vacation, and it was like right after we'd come back, like I got my second like pregnancy test. So I was like really excited, but it's like down a notch because
you're
like,
scared.
You're scared.
Yeah, your body's like literally protecting you from the disappointment.
Yes. So you're like, okay, like yay, excited. Like when you have one miscarriage, the probability of there being another miscarriage drops drastically.
Oh, interesting.
Really? Yeah. So like, so if you have one miscarriage, the probability that you'll carry your second baby, like actually
is high.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, like nervous, but like we'll do this. Well, great. So I kind of go about it. But around the time last time that I was start to feel like morning sickness, like I wasn't feeling anything.
Okay.
And everyone says like every pregnancy is different, but it's just kind of like that voice in the back of your head of being like, like I don't know, is something up? Something's not right. So I go into my OB, and what they do is they do a blood draw to test like your hormone levels.
Okay.
That like rise in pregnancy. It's what like the pregnancy test for.
Okay.
And then you wait like a couple days, and they come back and they redraw the test. They want to see how the hormones have like changed.
Oh, okay.
And so I go and do that, and mine was dropping, which indicates like a miscarriage. And then actually like right after I did those tests, like I end up like
bleeding
again and having like another miscarriage. And so it was sad. I remember like sitting on a park bench like in Provo eating Chipotle by myself, just being like,
This breaks my heart.
what is going on? At one point I remember like crying to Gabe, being like, I feel like I'm supposed to do this. Like as a woman, my body is literally like designed to have kids. It's the whole reason like of our hormonal cycles.
Yeah.
Like why isn't it working? And I remember telling him, I was like, clearly you can get me pregnant. And so, like, I feel like it's all my fault. Which is not actually 100% how infertility works.
Yeah.
Like, the male, like, DNA does, like, affect it during pregnancy and stuff like that. But it definitely felt like
That was like
my
on you.
fault.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like it was my fault.
Like there's something wrong with my body.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was just like, I don't know. And at this time, too, April had just graduated from college. Okay. And so it was kind of like this big thing of, well, what do we do now? Like, where do we go from here? Thought we were going to have a kid, don't have a kid. Gabe still had a year before, like, applying for med school. And so it was like, what do we do for this year? Like,
yeah.
And so I was super grateful for my parents. Multiple times they've offered to all of us. They're like, if you ever need a place to stay, like you can come live with us to save some money and just, you know, like
safe place to land.
Type thing. And so we talk about it and we decide that that's like the best thing for us. And it ends up being an amazing time. So we decide that in like beginning of August of that year, which would be 2024, we were like, okay, like we'll go move in with my parents. Okay. So like in June, we pack up all of our stuff and we're like getting ready to move. And at this point, I had kind of decided we weren't like not trying, but we weren't trying. I wasn't tracking anything.
Yeah.
And we decided to move, and so I figured, I was like, you know what, like we'll just move to California, and then when I go down there, like I'll meet with someone and we'll like figure it all out, you know.
Okay, because
like,
at that point had been like a year of
it
trying,
had been
where
like
it's like,
a year
okay,
of
we go
trying,
see
and I had
someone.
2 miscarriages. And to be honest, like I probably should have seen someone sooner than that. Like even like now, I listen to like so many podcasts with like infertility specialists and all these people, and there were so many signs that I was like, okay, like I probably honestly should.
What were the signs, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, just like things that indicate that my hormones are out of whack.
Okay.
Just in my general life. Just like my, you know, like my temperature, my body temperature is always super off from other people, and like
interesting.
The way like I sleep and like brittle nail, just like all these different things.
Interesting.
And my mom, I haven't really gotten it tested, but my mom like has always been convinced that I have low thyroid, and that actually can contribute to like
miscarriages
and stuff. And so
interesting.
And so I was like, oh. And honestly, I just wish I hadn't waited that long. Like, what were someone gonna say? Like, no, like, I'm not gonna test your hormones, you know?
Why do you think you waited that long?
I think it's hard to admit that something's wrong. Like, to admit that there's a problem that you need help, like external help for, is just really hard. So true. I feel like it's just easier to kind of deny it and just be like, just kind of deny it and be like, no, like, everything's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. But you don't really have to. You don't have to face the issue then. Yeah. But to go make an appointment with someone on it, like, I felt kind of embarrassed about it. You know. Oh, interesting. You know, just like, you know, I have an issue that I have to go talk to someone about. You know, and do all that stuff. Yeah. It just made it so much more real.
Interesting.
And I think probably, I can imagine it's like probably scary too, because like the worst thing that they could say is like, you're infertile. Yeah. Like, you can't have kids, which would be like, I think one of the most heartbreaking things, you know? Yeah. So probably it's like, really scary, because it's like, well, I know something's wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's what I'm feeling.
Like, something's off.
And, but not like completely off, you know what I mean? So it'd be really scary.
Yeah.
And I think like some of the hard part about that year is, one, like, at this time I was working at a children's hospital. And so it was hard to see like mothers and their bond like with their kids and just be like something that I want. But also on the flip side, like, I had a lot of patients come in because of like physical abuse and neglect, and it just really was sad that these people didn't really want to be parents. They were abusing their kids, and it was like, why do they get to be parents? And I, like, my husband and I like to think we're loving, like, we'd be good parents, you know, like, why is it not happening for us? So that was really hard. But it also honestly kind of made me more open to the idea of adoption. Just recognizing that there were so many kids out there, especially like these young babies. Babies can do no wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't know anything in the world. Like, they're innocent. And I was like, you know, there's so many babies out there that need love. And if that's like the path that Gabe and I need to take, then like, that'll be okay. Because there are people out there that need love, and we can give it to them.
Yeah, that's so admirable. That's so cool. Okay, I kind of like backtrack slightly. So you have this like year of you're trying, it's not really working out. You have these 2 miscarriages.
Yes.
Are you like telling people about the miscarriages, or like what's kind of how you go about that?
How are you processing that?
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't really start telling people for a really long time.
Okay.
I think part of it is like having... well, first I didn't know how to bring it up. I think that's kind of weird. Like, it's a lot easier if the topic of conversation about like pregnancy is already going on, and then you kind of like slip it in a little bit. But like, I don't know, like, I felt really awkward. Like, I called up my parents and were like, hey, by the way, like, I've had a miscarriage. It just, I don't know. It's just kind of like weird. It felt weird to just kind of like, you know, like, start a conversation that way.
Yeah.
So I didn't really tell a lot of people. And that's another thing, honestly. I mean, we can talk about later, just kind of like the things that I've learned and I felt from them. But that's honestly something I would like go back and change. Because I think there's, especially like we're around females, a lot of like shame, I feel like, around like having miscarriages. There's kind of the idea, you know, you hear a lot of like, okay, don't tell people until after the first trimester.
And
it's totally true that after the first trimester, the chance of miscarriages drops drastically. It doesn't completely go away, but it does drop drastically. But then I think it's hard because more women than you know have had miscarriages. Like, it is way more common than you think. And then when women do have miscarriages, they kind of suffer in silence a little bit.
Totally.
Other people, you know, don't know, and so, you know, they're just alone almost in that time.
Okay, that's the interesting thing about pregnancy, I feel like, is that whenever one of my friends tells me they're pregnant, it's always like, shh, like, don't tell anyone. Which is so interesting that it's like, I don't know, like, those who are who miscarry, not like, no one knows. It feels like really only their inner circle knows. And it's like, it's hard to know also like how to be supportive when we don't know, but also it's like a societal, I don't know, it's just complex, because it's like, do you want to grieve in silence? Do you want to grieve with others? Because it really is a personal, and it's a really sad thing.
Yeah. Well, I would love to hear your take on this, because obviously neither of us have been through this, and so I want your take, is that, like, I get only wanting to tell your inner circle because you only want to grieve with your inner circle. Is there kind of an element of that going on where it's like, oh, well, if I tell you, then I'm going to have to also tell you that I miscarried? Like, I don't know.
For sure. I mean, because it's, the more people you tell that you're pregnant, if you end up miscarrying, the more people you then have to tell. And it's just like a labored conversation over and over again.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is like, people say the same things, which is not a bad thing. Like, you know, you say I'm sorry, which is great, but at some point it's just kind of...
What should someone say?
Yeah.
Honestly, what you would say to anyone who's going through a hard time.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything super specific. You know, just, I'm sorry, I'm here for you if you need anything. Don't try to make them feel better about it. You know, like, don't be like, well, at least, or, you know, just let them mourn, and then just let them know that you're there for them.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. That you love them. I think also something that I wanted to ask you was, obviously, like, we knew that you were trying, but and then we know that you're not pregnant. Like, we haven't been told that you're pregnant. So then there's kind of like this thing of like, you obviously like don't want to bring up like, oh, we miscarried, but also like, I don't want to be like harassing you all the time about like, are you how's pregnant? Trying going? Are you pregnant yet? Like, how, like, I don't know how to have those check-in conversations with you, or like what's like the best way to bring that up. So I'm curious, like, from an outsider's perspective who maybe knows someone who's trying, like, is there a good way to bring up that conversation, or is it like, don't say anything and just wait till they bring it up?
I think a lot of it just depends on your relationship with the person and the intention behind with which you bring it up. Okay. Like, you know, for like me as a sister, you know what I mean? There's a certain amount of history there that makes it a lot more, you know, and you know I'm trying, and so that's fine. But sometimes I feel like with other people that maybe you don't know as well, it's a lot harder. And back to the intention, I think that's hard. Particularly, you know, some people will be all like, so, like, when are you going to have a kid? And it's like, well, trust me, if I could, I would. You know, like my desire is not the issue here. And so that's kind of the hardest thing. It's not when people are like, hey, like, how's it going? Versus, like, clock's ticking. Like, you've been married for a long time. You really should, like, be trying to have a kid. And I don't think they say that exact thing. That's
no, I totally
that's
get
that. You know?
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, I get that all the time.
One question I had too is, how did the infertility change your and your husband's relationship?
Yeah.
I think there wasn't like a massive drastic change. It was sad. I think Gabe, the thing about Gabe is that it didn't impact him as much as it impacted me. And he'll say that. Yeah. It's just because for him, he's not the one pregnant, and so he didn't have quite the same, like, relationship or, like, bond with that knowledge. Yeah. And when you do miscarry, like, you know, your hormones are kind of crazy, and, like, you know, he's not the one experiencing that. So, and Gabe also is, like, super sweet, super open to, like, adoption, you know, if that's, like, part of our future, or, you know, like, when I cry, he just hugs me, you know what I mean? So, honestly, if anything, it, like, brought us closer. Like, he definitely, like, was sad for him and struggled with it, but I don't think it really, like, threw a wrench.
Well, that's such an interesting take, because it really, not that it's not his burden, but it's kind of your burden. Like, it's your body that's changing. You're the one that's, you know, literally bleeding. Yeah. And we're like, you've had like this emotional attachment of like this person growing inside of you, and the potential for this person too, the hopes and dreams for them too.
Yeah.
Do you think like part of Gabe's grieving almost is like him grieving for you because you're sad? Like it's almost like I'm feeling this so with you, but it's not necessarily. It's just like different in that way.
And particularly Gabe, like he's a very much like a protector, and so for him, he's like, how can I support you? Like I see you're hurting. What can I do for you? And that's kind of like his mindset in like those situations.
And that's probably the right way to approach it from like just a husband perspective. I feel like.
And I feel like that's really good advice for anyone who like has a partner going through that, where it's like, hey, like just be there for them. Like that's all you can do. Really. Like there's nothing you can do to take away the pain. Okay, so June, talk to me about.
Should we, like, moving on to the story?
Moving on to the story. Next?
Yeah. So we're not really trying. So June, we decide. Well, I guess we decided before, but June we move in with. Well, I guess beginning of August, we moved in with my parents. And we're moving like midweek, and the weekend before I'm supposed to get my period, and I don't. And I've never been like a to the day person, but usually it's like around the same time. And so I was like, like, you know, like, why not? So I get a pregnancy test, and it's positive. And it's even more so like, not that I wasn't happy, but it's also kind of like, is it going to stick this time? I don't know. And then to top it all off, like the morning I find out I'm pregnant, literally 5 minutes later, I check my phone, and one of my like friends and coworkers at the time, she was 30 something weeks pregnant, and she texted me and she said, hey, I just want to let you know I had a stillbirth. And so it's just this anxiety of like, it's like I want to be happy, but I'm struggling.
You're so scared.
Being happy because I'm just scared. And it's also the knowledge of, even if I make it further than I ever have, like
it could still happen at 30
weeks.
weeks.
30 something weeks. You know, and I know we've all heard stories of, you know, throughout the entire course of pregnancy, like just things can happen. And so it's really kind of just anxiety ridden. So we find out that I'm pregnant, and so we move in with my parents, and so we honestly keep it on the DL for a while. Like at this point, actually Rachel and Davis are living there for a couple months, and so we didn't no one knew. I felt like it was pretty good. I was keeping the fact that I was actually like super nauseous for like a lot of the time, but we go to our appointment, like get an ultrasound, you know, everything's good, and so we end up like telling our family, and that was honestly super exciting. It was fun because like at that point you're getting really excited, but there's always the fear in the back of your mind, and so it's really fun to have other people be excited for you because it's very infectious and helps. And so I get pregnant. And so it's kind of funny because I like applied for a job in California not knowing I was pregnant, and then I show up like, you know, pregnant. And I was like, okay, great. Well, I was like, Mom and Dad, you thought you were getting me, but instead you're gave me our dog plus one. Like,
oh, good.
But honestly, it was a huge blessing to like live with my mom at this time that, you know, I'm pregnant, and just all of that. She was like a huge help through all of it. And spoiler alert, it goes well. I do end up giving birth to a little boy. The light of my life. He's absolutely adorable.
I'm obsessed with him.
He is like a light.
Yeah,
his
he is
eyes are like sky
such
blue,
a
such a light.
I also have to give you a shout out. You were working night shifts the entirety of your pregnancy.
Yes.
And so like I just have to give you all the flowers for the fact that you like fully like shouldered that burden of working nights your entire pregnancy. Like that was so dope to see, and like the power of womanhood, literally to a T.
Yeah, I mean,
that was so cool.
It was one of those things because I applied for the job not knowing I was pregnant. So I was like, I mean, not a huge fan of night shifts anyways, but I done them before, and so I was like, you know, this is what's available. I'm going to do it. And then once I, you know, found out I was pregnant, like, I was like, well, I can't find another job now because you have to work so long at one place to like get maternity leave. And California has a pretty good like maternity leave policy, which I really wanted. So but I mean, so many people have said that to me, and I just kind of have the mindset of like, you got to do what you got to do. Because Gabe he was really busy doing a lot of things to help like bolster his med school application, but he wasn't making a ton of money at that time. And so I was like, you know, like we need the money, like, this is my job, like, you know, we're just shouldering through it.
That was honestly so amazing to watch. I tell everyone, I was like, you guys, she's amazing.
Do not recommend, but.
But she did it. Okay, you have Pax.
Yes.
We're all obsessed with him.
Talk to us about motherhood.
Talk to us.
It's been so fun seeing you. It's been such a natural transition for you, I feel like.
Oh, thank you.
Has it felt natural or no?
In some regards, yes.
Okay.
Like definitely the first little bit, it's a drastic change. And change is hard. Like it's something that I love and I wanted for so long, and I'm so happy to be here. But any change is just hard.
I remember like you having your kid, and I'm like, oh, she like can't leave the house all day.
No, I'm like, oh, like literally, he is completely dependent on you.
Yes. So he's 7 months old right now, and I say like the past few months when I've really been getting to like this is fun.
That's
like
so cool.
The first little bit, it's cute because they're snuggly, and there are still times of the newborn phase that I like look back and miss.
Yeah.
But it's been like the past few months that I've been like, oh, like this is like the
This is
fun.
motherhood.
This is motherhood.
Yes.
Like this is fun.
Cute.
So
That's so magical.
I think like one of the biggest things for me was I was living at home. I was super blessed. I was living at home. So like my mom was there when he was born. Gabe got 2 months off of work, so he was able to like be home. And then Rachel came out for a few weeks to like help out. So I had so much support, which I really felt like really helped a lot. Because I've like, we both know a lot of people that have struggled with postpartum depression. And for sure, like, you know, there's a shift of hormones, you know, you're crying a lot. But I definitely feel like I would have been worse off in that department had I not had such a big community and village around me. But Gabe actually, Gabe applied for med school and then got in like 2 months later. So for the semester 2 months later. So we moved really quickly. And so moving up, we're in Idaho now. That was honestly the first little bit was a little challenging because I had a 3-month-old. Like I didn't know anyone. Yeah. And Gabe's in med school, so he's gone
like all day.
Yeah.
You know?
And studying all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was hard. So I really had to like find like a community and a village up there to help out. Or like I love Pax to death, but you can't have conversations with him. So, you know, like, crazy. I was like, okay, I need other adults that I can interact with and like have conversations with. And I feel like I've really started to kind of grow like my community and friendship up there. And that honestly has like been a huge blessing for me and has like really helped in that regard.
No, it's interesting, such like the power of community. Like I assume you find like young moms probably a similar age. You can play with your kids. I feel like that is like so important to have because it's number one, you need like a human to like speak with, like, and then like they're going through the same things as you, so it's like so easy. But sometimes is it hard to find though?
It can be. So one of the best things for me was because I like went up there and got established with like church. Yeah. So that instantly there were a lot of people that went to my church that were young moms and had kids. So that was a huge like benefit for me. And then also like Gabe's school, there are a lot of like also girls there that are like married to med students and have kids. And so I reached out to a couple of those girls. And so, like, honestly, it takes effort, though. Like,
you have to put yourself out there.
Really had to put myself out there. And, like, it was like cold calling people. So,
she's like, do you want to be my friend? Do you want to be my friend?
Like, do it. But it works, Like, I honestly, like, hang out with a lot of people. Yeah. Which has been really nice.
And do you feel like you realized with it, like as you were looking for community, you realized that everyone else is also looking for community
completely.
too? Yeah.
Completely. Well, especially like a lot of these girls are stay-at-home moms. And so they're like, we're looking for people to hang out with middle of the day. Especially like the other moms whose husbands were also going to med school. We're all like, well, our husbands are gone. So like I am going to the zoo with one girl. You know what I mean? Like,
totally. So fun.
It's just like, let's go walk around Hobby Lobby together.
That is so sick.
Just having that. So that's been super nice.
What is one thing about motherhood that you didn't expect?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. Honestly, I think a big thing was like the toll of breastfeeding. Something I really wanted to do is, because it's like, oh, this is so normal and like natural and something to do, but it was like super mentally and emotionally taxing. Partly because like I literally could not leave him. Like even with a babysitter, it's like I have to be there. So that was really hard. And then we worked it out where now we like made him take I say made him, but like he takes a bottle now. Now, so like we can go on a date night and like leave him. Or,
fun.
Gabe can be like, he's been like, hey, you like go take some time, like I'll take care of him and stuff like that. So that has been really nice. Like I'm still definitely like the primary caregiver in that sense, but like I can leave him and like it's okay. I don't have to like stress about like rushing home or anything like that.
Is he gonna be able to eat because I'm not there?
Yeah.
Or, like making a bottle.
That's been like a big thing.
Interesting. That's really cool. What? I had something to say. To you.
I feel like you had something to say.
Okay, so he's 7 months old now.
He's 7 months old. Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you want more kids?
Yes.
Do you have like a number in mind?
We do. Gabe and I both come from families of 4,
Okay.
and so that's kind of the number that we're like shooting for, but we're also just kind of like, we'll just take it one kid at a time and see.
Are you nervous because of your like past infertility about getting pregnant again?
Oh, completely.
Yeah. So you do kind of have just that thing in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Like you just
Oh, so
you just don't know.
something that really has spurred me is that, yes, like I've carried a pregnancy to full term, which
Yeah.
is super reassuring.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like, I'm
like,
gonna
it is possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
But it's also like really spurred me to really make sure that I get my health in order in all aspects of my life.
Yeah.
Just
Awesome.
really make sure that I am the healthiest that I can be.
Yeah.
Like right now we're not like trying to have another kid, but like
Yeah.
right now I'm preparing myself to
Yeah.
like
That's awesome.
be in the best position to be able to like have another kid.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so, Gabe and I have talked of like, okay, like how long do we try for a kid, and if not, like maybe we do adopt another kid, like a couple years, down the line if it's not in the cards for us.
Yeah.
But
Or like, would you ever like consider doing like infertility treatments too? Like if it didn't work out,
Yeah.
just like go down that.
Yeah,
basically
we're just going
roll.
down that route.
Yeah, in vitro or whatever.
Yeah.
and things like that.
Totally.
That's amazing. Does it like almost? I don't want to like word this question like a sensitive manner. Do you sometimes feel like not a resentment, but just like, oh, I feel like I was almost robbed of like the joy of finding out I was pregnant with your miscarriages? Is there ever any feeling of that, or is it just like that's how it turned out?
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, I don't know, it is what it is. Type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, totally.
And again, I go back to say, like, a majority of women have had a miscarriage. So, like, it's actually a relatively, like, common feeling after someone has a miscarriage for the next one to be, like, kind of worried about it.
For sure. No, it's completely normal. Yeah.
So I definitely, it's hard. I think it's hard that now, like, for me, it's just not as big of a deal to find out I'm pregnant, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
It's
that
like, it
doesn't
could
mean
work
as
out, it
much.
could
It's
not.
kind of like, no, talk to me again in like, a month or, 2.
Yeah, it's like, we'll see a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, it is crazy. Like, how many women suffer in silence because of this?
Yeah.
Totally.
Like one in
have
3
so many emotions.
Yeah, 1 in 3 pregnancies end in miscarriage is crazy. This is like not talked
It's a
about enough.
third. Like that's actually crazy if you
Yeah.
think about it.
No, totally.
That's so
It might be
common.
25 again. You'll have to factor.
Yeah,
in that.
I
but
mean,
like, still,
a
it's a
meaningful
lot.
amount.
It's a
Totally.
lot.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean. I sorry, my question was insensitive. I just think like the whole
that's a
thing
good-
is just
good
like
one.
such a large, and like this big emotional process that I'm like,
It
we need
is.
to be like diving into this more and just being like open and being like, guys, this is how it is,
Totally.
and like it's just a whole process that we're all
Totally.
going through.
But it's hard
next
because
to
you
each
see
other.
like Instagram reels of people like telling their husband they're pregnant and like really cute, like getting a pair of like the New Balance shoes,
Yes.
like the dad shoes and all of that, and it's like that's so fun. I probably will not do that for like
just 'cause-
like I got really lame in the way I told Gabe. It was basically like I walked in and I was like, guess what?
But it makes sense because you're just protecting yourself from like a low.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's never any less special. Like, even if you do
Yeah.
extravagant things, it's still so special. Like, it's
Yeah.
still turned
Yeah.
into Pax, who is like,
Yeah, and like he's the
thing ever.
special one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
so. Anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and sharing your
Yeah,
story.
seriously.
It's like, I think so many people resonate with it, and it's like such an inspiration, and I have been inspired watching you, honestly, like going through this on the sidelines. So it's been so cool to like sit down and like kind of unpack things with you. So thank you for being open.
Yeah, I just feel like you were born to be a mom.
Truly.
She's like literally the best mom ever. And I just think this is like such a big issue. And thank you for being open.
Is there any final thought you have for the pod that you want to share?
Final thought?
I want to say, like, be grateful for, like, the blessings that you have in your life. I think that's the biggest thing is that, like, now, like, motherhood is still really hard.
Yeah.
But there are the moments where I just am like, I prayed to be here, and I'm just, like, if Pax is up in the middle of the night, like, it's hard. I would rather be sleeping.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just to sit there and be like, but how grateful am I that, like, I have a baby to rock to sleep. And, one day he'll be old and he won't want me to. And so it's just kind of like, things are really hard, but just, like, be in the moment, be grateful for, like, the blessings that you have in the moment because, time moves on. Time's a thief. So.
I couldn't have said it
But
any way. And so, I literally couldn't have said it any better than that. So, thank you so much for sharing. We love you.
We love you.
You're amazing. And we'll see you all next time.